much of a life when you're just a pretty face.
Just to be whoever you are is no disgrace. Don't be scared if you don't fit in. Look who's in the reject bin. It's the Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Dolls like you and me. Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls.
Made him perfectly. So if you got a bump on your nose or lumps on your toes, do not despair. Be like the Raggy Dolls and say I just don't care. 'Cause Raggy Dolls,
Raggy Dolls.
Raggy Dolls
Raggy
are
Dolls.
happy just to be Raggy Dolls, Raggy Dolls, dolls like you and me.
One fine sunny day, the Raggy Dolls were having a picnic by the river. They'd all eaten as much as they could manage and were quietly snoozing in the hot summer sun. All except Lucy, who was picking flowers. Suddenly, she gave a shriek. "Ah!" "What's up?" said Back to Front. "I'm all of a tremble. There's something down there in the long grass." "Where?" said Back to Front, looking the wrong way. "Down there." It was a young mouse. "Sorry if I frightened you," said the little mouse, "but I'm starving and I wondered if you could give me something to eat." "Of course," said Sad Sack, who knew what it was like to be hungry. "Delicious," said the little mouse. "Oh, where'd you get all this lovely food?" he asked innocently. "We get it from a factory canteen," Hi-Fi told him. "Oh. So nice to meet you all," said the mouse as the Raggy Dolls waved goodbye. "What a nice, polite little mouse," said Sad Sack. "There is something about him I do not like," thought Claude. The next day, the factory was full of mice. "They're all over the factory," agreed Princess. "They've got into the workshop. And into Mr. Grimes' office. And worst of all, they're in the canteen," said Dotty. "Eating the cheese, are they?" asked Sad Sack anxiously. "They're eating everything in sight," said Dotty. "They'll have to be stopped." "The problem is, how?" said Back to Front. By lunchtime, the factory workers had all gone home. They said they couldn't work in a place that was overrun by mice. Only Florrie Fosdyke, the canteen lady, was left. She'd been reaching for a bun in the larder when it grew a tail and whiskers. "What? It's another mouse!" she screamed. Mr. Grimes was inspecting his mail. "Drat!" he shouted. "This is the 10th letter they've eaten today. I must fetch the rodent man." When he was gone, the Raggy Dolls crept into his office. The Raggy Dolls heard giggling coming from the top of Mr. Grimes' desk. 3 mice were sitting on a pile of ragged envelopes. There were shreds of paper all around them, and they were grinning. "You're very naughty mice," said Dotty. "You shouldn't eat Mr. Grimes's letters." "Squeak, squeak, squeak, hee, giggled the mice. They stuck out their tongues and pulled faces at Dotty. "Now then," said Back to Front, "mind your manners." "And mind your own business," snapped the nastiest of the mice. "Get 'em, gang." Suddenly, Mr. Grimes's office was full of mice. 2 of them caught hold of Lucy and tried to pull her arms off. Another used Sad Sack as a trampoline. "Watch out, you mice!" cried Dotty. "Mr. Grimes is coming back with that rodent man, and he's probably got traps to catch you all." In a twinkling, all the mice had vanished. "We'd better hide too," whispered Dotty. So the Raggy Dolls hid in a cupboard and peered through the keyhole. "Don't worry, Mr. Grimes," said the rodent man. "I'll have this place cleaned up in no time." The Raggy Dolls could see him preparing little saucers of blue food. "What's he doing?" whispered Princess. "Whatever you do, don't touch it," said Back to Front. "I think it's poison." It was. The rodent man put some on the tops of cupboards and others on the ground near each mouse hole. Then Then he went away. Mr. Grimes went with him. Florrie Fosdyke was still standing on her chair in the canteen. She'd forgotten why she was standing there, because she was very forgetful. "You can get down now, Flo," said Mr. Grimes kindly. "The rodent man's been, so there won't be any mice left tomorrow."
Mice, Mr. Grimes? Oh, yes, of course, mice! Cried Florrie Fosdyke.
3 blind mice, 3 blind mice. See how they run, see how they run. They all run after. Ooh. 3 blind mice, 3 blind mice. See how they run, see how they run.
She never noticed that 3 mice were following her, with eyes as sharp as razors. They watched through the window as Florrie cooked herself supper, macaroni cheese. "Cheese," slobbered the first mouse. "Melted," gulped the second. "With a brown crust," drooled the third. Next morning, there were even more mice in Mr. Grimes's office. They were eating everything except the blue food.
They must have guessed the blue stuff poisonous, whispered Hi-Fi.
"Something has got to be done about this," said Dotty again. "Put your thinking caps on, chaps. This is serious." The Raggy Dolls thought very hard. Lucy thought of asking the mice very politely to go away.
"They'd tell you to go away, and they wouldn't be polite about it,"
said Sadsack. Suddenly, Princess had a brainwave. "The Pied Piper of Hamelin!" she cried. "What do you mean?" said Dotty. Princess told the other Raggy Dolls how she'd once seen a picture in a book. There was this magic man playing his pipe music, and behind him, in a long black line, came all the rats of Hamelin town. The piper led them far away, and they were never seen again. "Bravo! We make music enfin! It is simple!" exclaimed Claude.
"I'm afraid it's not as simple as all that," said Sadsack. "None of us can play a pipe."
"Oh dear," sighed Princess. But at that moment, the Raggy Dolls heard a voice singing.
3 blind mice, 3 blind mice. See how they run, see how they run.
It was Florrie Fosdyke coming to work. She'd forgotten that the factory was closed because of all the mice. "You'd better go home, Flo," said Mr. Grimes gloomily. "We're still overrun."
There, Grimesy,
said Florrie Fosdyke.
don't you fret. I'll go home and cook you some dinner in my own kitchen.
"Thanks, Flo," said Mr. Grimes. "Macaroni cheese, yum yum," slurped all the mice. The Raggy Dolls could hear them whispering under the floorboards and behind the skirtings. macaroni cheese, yeah, cheese with macaroni. Yeah, ooh, brown and crusty, ooh, great." When she got home, Florrie cooked the biggest macaroni cheese she'd ever made. She left it on her kitchen table and went off for a little rest. She seemed to be fast asleep. "Quick, gang, now's our chance," cried the nastiest mouse. "Macaroni cheese, here we come," slurped all the mice. In no time, the dish was licked clean. There wasn't a loop of macaroni left. But as soon as it was finished, something strange began to happen. "Ooh!" cried the nastiest mouse. "Whoa!" cried the others. The mice began to pull dreadful faces. "My tummy's turning into stone," gasped the greediest mouse. "What's she put into it?" groaned the nastiest mouse. "Cement!" cried the oldest. "Cement instead of salt! Let's get out of here! Florrie Fosdyke is dangerous!" cried all the mice. Florrie Fosdyke watched them go.
I'm not always forgetful, she chuckled. Grimesy will be pleased.
The Raggy Dolls saw the mice running away as fast as their legs would carry them. "Good old Florrie," cried Back to Front. "She's got rid of them at last." "But how did she do it?" wondered Claude. Later, the Raggy Dolls found out when they heard Florrie telling Mr. Grimes all about it. "What will happen to the mice?" asked Lucy, starting to feel sorry for them.
Oh, they'll probably have a tummy ache for a couple of days. I think they've learned their lesson,
said Dotty.
"So have we,"
said Sadsack seriously. "What's that?" asked the others.
Beware of strangers, even hungry baby mice.
It's not much of a life when you're just a pretty face. Just to be whoever you are is no disgrace. Look around and you will find people of every kind, like the raggy doll,
Raggy doll,
raggy dolls,
raggy dolls,
dolls like you and me. Raggy doll,
raggy doll,
raggy dolls,
raggy dolls.
made him perfectly. So if you're not at ease with your knobbly knees and your fingers are all fuzz, stand on your two left feet and join our raggy doll chums. 'Cause raggy dolls,
Raggy dolls,
raggy dolls
raggy dolls.
are happy just to be raggy dolls, dolls like you and me.